Hello, I'm Azaikyousuke. Welcome to another, well, technically not a really new Let's Play, but a sequel of Amayui, Castle Meister. This is Amayui Labyrinth Meister. So unlike the first game, I have never played this one whatsoever. The first game I played about the time whenever the patch came out for it, maybe about 2020 or 2021, I forgot. I believe this one also came out a year after that. I knew it came out, but I never really played it because, these games are such a time sink that when you play these games, you're gonna at least put 60 to 70 hours. This game is basically a JRPG, to be honest. It's not a freaking, like, arrow game whatsoever. The amount of gameplay and the amount of story and scenes you have to see is incredibly long. But yeah, if this is actually your first time here, I'm Azai. In this channel, I play visual novels for the most part. I don't think I do anything else except for visual novels. I used to try to diverse, but I said, fuck it. I'm just not comfortable playing any type of other games after being so used to visual novels for, I don't know, more than a decade at this point. But yeah. If you're here and you haven't really seen the first Amayui playthrough, I highly would suggest it. But if you haven't really seen it, I guess I could give you a quick recap. Our main character here is called Alvaro. He's a half-elf, half-human. So he met up this god, which is Fia, which is a really, really amazing goddess, mind you. So she doesn't remember she remembers what goddess she is, but she doesn't remember anything else about herself. So the story is about how Alvaro and Fia went through this place called, I forgot what kingdom it was called, but it's probably going to be explained again once we go through the prologue. I think it was called the Infra's Kingdom. So we went to this continent called the Infra's Kingdom, and the world is divided into a couple of kingdoms from like one starting point. But yeah, throughout the whole game, we just went through the Infra's Kingdom, right? Or the Infra's continent or whatever. And we went through a lot of areas in that place. We want to get to this place where it's blocked off for some weird reason by the religion that's being practiced there, by their god Fuchsia. So what our god is, what Fia wants is to actually go there, but she doesn't really know why she wants to go there. But yeah, throughout the journey, we met with a lot of these other people. We met with Eeyore, we met with Mikyu, we met, let's see, Mixuana, we met, these are just all the names of the characters that were in the first game, by the way. We met Diet, of course, my boy Diet. I really like Diet. I wish they actually had more male characters in this game. The only thing I really dislike about the game is the fact that even though Fia is the main heroine, we actually have to have sex with all of these other heroines, right? I feel like when you love someone, you really should only love one person, to be honest. Like, I don't have the mentality of a king or a harem god where my love is so big I gotta put all my love into different people. I don't have that. But yeah, in the good ending, we found out that Fia's dad is actually sealed in the Fuchsia Holy Ground, and we saved him. And we also have to confront this guy called Gaidal, which is basically the clan who utilizes God to try to kill all the other gods, right? And we actually killed him at the end. But at the bad ending though, I gotta say, like, the bad ending of this game, or the previous game, really struck a chord in me. It's not a bad ending, or it's not like it's a bad-written story. It's actually good. And the reason why I say it's good is because it gives you a sense of sadness unlike any other game I've played so far. And it's actually intentional. You know why? Because it takes an insane amount of triggers to get to that bad ending. So if you guys don't know, the bad ending of the game actually made us kill our own goddess, because she got controlled by Gaidal since we weren't really confident enough that we were gonna be able to free our goddess from this Garakuna fortress that's actually attached to her. So yeah, it really struck a chord into me because a couple of days ago I was thinking about a lot about love and whatnot, and when Avaro killed Fia, he actually did not kill himself. He didn't suicide, right? Because Fia wanted him to still live. And to me, I feel like that's actually because he truly loved Fia. Because if I was to put myself in Avaro's shoes, I don't think I could have done that. I think I would have probably just suicided. But that's probably because I'm also one of those people that I feel like I want to love someone, but I just love myself too much that I can't really devote my love to a specific someone other than myself. So it made me think that maybe I'm not mature enough to actually fall in love with someone. So it really got me thinking, yeah, because a couple of days ago I was thinking about that and it got me sad. But then I was kind of just trying to rationalize my thoughts, and maybe I should just compromise the fact that I am this sort of person, right? My feelings are irrelevant sometimes. But okay, I'm kind of going on a tangent there because I wanted to try to explain what I've been feeling for the past couple of days. Or not the past couple of days, but like last week. And usually that sort of sadness feeling inside of me would fester and it would make me get depressed for at least like a couple of days, yeah. But for some reason, I actually rationalized it and it worked itself out. But okay, enough talking about, my thoughts on feelings and whatnot. I just want to say that I feel like I truly do like Fia because she is the epitome of just someone that I would never become. She helps a lot of people. She doesn't expect people to, she doesn't suspect people. It's very irrational, right? Fia's behavior is very irrational, but it's because it's irrational that I feel like I can really like her. But okay, let's actually start the game, guys. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I really do like Fia. The other characters are alright, but I just don't think that they're as good as Fia. But what you guys missed me doing was literally just go to the settings and change a couple of options like the opacity. And I think I didn't change anything about the sound setting. Let me turn off the BGM a tiny bit. I actually patched the game myself this time, so I don't think we're gonna have really weird issues like the first game where the animations would sometimes bug out.
Amayui Labyrinth Meister.
So without further ado, let's actually start, shall we? Shoutouts to Leo, by the way. He was the one that actually made me play this game again. Because we were actually doing a roll, but we had to double roll because no one actually wanted me to let's play anything. And the guy actually did the highest tier to skip the roll.
神様と人間の戦争がありました。譲れない思いや立場がぶつかり合って、お互いを激しく傷つけ合ってしまったんです。
I feel like I'm actually pretty envious of Avaro, to be honest. And I don't say that lightly, guys. I usually am not really envious of main characters in stories like whatsoever. Like, even if the story is a happy story, I'm usually not very envious of it. But in this one, I'm very envious. Because you actually met Fia.
神様は信仰を寄せられることで力が増していきます。その代わりに神様は自分を信じてくれるみんなに力を分け与えて守っていくんです。だけど人間さんたちの中に自由が欲しいと言って神様の元から離れようとする人たちがいました。どんどん抑えつけられていると感じちゃうと苦しいですよね。信じる気持ちって強制できるものじゃないから。
I was gonna say sorry about that, Via, but I'm trying to listen and I don't think this is Via's voice.
だけど神様の立場からだとそれは認めちゃいけないものでした。だから戦争になっちゃったんです。
No, this might be Via's voice. She's just using a different accent because she's trying to tell a story.
後にそれは物語として語り継がれるほど大きな争いに発展してしまいました。戦争の舞台になったのはラウルバーシュ大陸西方北東部フィアスピア。地名に私の名前が入ってるんですよ。
Yeah, this is her for sure.
私の名前はフィアって言います。エルフを生み出した神の一人であるパライアの娘です。縁結びを司る神である私はいろんな人たちと仲良くすることが大好きで、その中には神様を信じたくない人間さんたちとの交流もあったんです。
Yeah, they changed the naming to Goddess of Bonds, by the way. In the old translation, it was actually the Goddess of Marriage, which was the translation that I had on the previous Let's Play. So it was definitely a more outdated like translation patch. That was probably the reason why it was also bugging out with some of the animations.
戦争が激しくなっていく中で、私は人間さんとの仲をなんとか取り持とうとして失敗しちゃって、そのことがお父様を怒らせちゃいました。
But yeah, this is literally just trying to recap what happened in the first game. Actually, this is the recap of the flashback that happened in the first game. Because you found out all of this at the very end of the game.
最後は自由を求めた人間さん側の負けで終わっちゃうんだけれど、それでも戦争の影響はずっと続いていきます。私は魔石って呼ばれてる魔道具の中に閉じ込められちゃって出られなくなって、そのままずっと眠っていました。お父様も私を助けようとして同じように閉じ込められて、そのことでずっと信仰してくれているエルフのみんなが苦しんでいて、だけどちゃんと解決しました。私の恋人が頑張ってくれたんです。私はハーフエルフの青年アバロに出会うことで眠りから覚めて素敵な恋に落ちて一目惚れでした。
I still don't believe in love at first sight, though, Fia. I feel like Alvaro's sense of love is actually more in line with what I truly believe. You gotta give it some time, you gotta take a look at their personality, whether or not they're genuine or not. And then, once you actually do rationalize everything, you come into terms with your own feelings.
アバロと旅する途中でいろんな仲間と知り合って協力して魔石に閉じ込められているお父様を助けて平和な日々を過ごせるようになりました。この物語はそんな冒険の後に起こったとある出会いから始まります。
So I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in this game, guys. The only thing I've seen about this game is just Fia's H scenes. That's it. And that's only the HCG, not the H scenes, so I don't know the context behind them.
これは奇跡を自在に操る魔術の力から生まれた子供の成長を見守る親子のお話。たとえ血のつながりはなくても私たちは家族なんだってそう強く思っています。
Wait, whose dad is it? I thought you were talking about your own dad. Is it Alvaro's grandpa? My dad is dead, by the way. We found out in the flashback that our mom and dad are dead. Our dad is like, what's the word? God damn it. Is part of the clan where they wanted to use God. So he was actually used to marry a daughter of an elf, right? To birth Alvaro, and they were gonna use Alvaro to actually get rid of the seal. Or, I forgot what they wanted Alvaro to do. But they wanted to use Alvaro for something. I think they just wanted the elf blood. The royal elf blood in Alvaro's body.
よりも濃い絆を紡ぐ物語の始まり始まり。女神らしく威厳があるように振る舞えたかな。
I don't think you need to be a dignified goddess, Fia.
ここからはきっちりとした口調もやめて楽しく騒がしくいっちゃうよ。
I think that's best.
アバロとイチャイチャしたい気持ちがそろそろ我慢の限界だよ。さあ声を張り上げてせーの。
Her voice actress is amazing, by the way.
行きたいよ。
That was sudden. It's like you're screaming directly at my soul. I like these new portraits we got. They're actually expressive. Today, I went out on a picnic with my lover, Fia, for our lunch break. She raises her fist, glances at me, then raises her voice once again.
新婚旅行に行きたいか。
You know, doesn't Fia kind of remind you of Hestia in some way, I suppose? I think that might be the reference for Fia. Hestia from Danmachi, by the way, the dungeon anime. Like, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? I do think that the main character in Danmachi is not very good, though. I really do not like the main character. He's like a goody two-shoes, but he's never actually punished for what he does. And he got like an overpowered skill that's way too overpowered, so he almost never loses. It's a pretty unbelievable tale, let's say. The way she said it was slightly different. Yeah. Apparently, she was waiting for me to respond, so I raised my fist in approval. As Fia spreads out the food and drinks she brought with her, she begins to discuss fun travel possibilities.
どこに行こっか。南の島でキャイキャイはしゃぐのもいいよね。浜辺で愛を語らったり、水着姿の私に見とれて赤くなるアバがグッとくる。
That's because it would be embarrassing to see you in that, not because the sight would make me swoon. You usually expose a lot of yourself. I wouldn't be embarrassed if we weren't dating. I just don't want other guys to see you like that.
最後、小さく言って
Oh.
聞こえてるよ。独占欲ですな。
That's also something that I don't feel like I have. Loving someone means to monopolize them. Means that if they get taken by someone else, you're going to be angry, right? You're going to feel sad. Maybe the reason why I'm also not really capable of loving someone is the fact that I'm kind of afraid that if I were to love someone and I love them so much, I'm going to be afraid of being left behind, I guess. It makes sense to me rationally, but sometimes you just don't know your own feelings, right? So what? Don't you also want to monopolize me since I'm your lover? No! The thing is, Alvaro, no, she doesn't. You have sex with so many other girls.
むしろ鍛えられた健康的な小麦色の肌を周りに見せつけたい。あえて少し離れて他の女の子に言い寄られている時に、ごめんね、私の恋人だよって言いたい。
No, Fia, you actually want me to have sex with them. If that was the only thing you want me to do, then I'm okay with it. But no, you actually made me have sex with so many girls. That's terrifyingly honest. If that was all you wanted, I'm okay with that. Yeah, who doesn't want to be popular and be like, sorry, I got a girlfriend? That's fine by me. So she wants others to envy her. It's scary for her to claim personal ownership of me despite being the goddess of bonds.
だってアバロって何でも作れて頼れるし、困っている人を見たら絶対に放っておかないし、実際に話し始めたらドキッとしちゃう女の子が出てくると思うんだよね。
Yeah, we're this thing called a technomancer, by the way, which is basically a human, not a human, it's a craftsman that can use magic. So we make a lot of ridiculously, like, overpowered stuff. Well, not really overpowered, but pretty, like, groundbreaking stuff. So will you show up if we get too close? I'd rather not anger you if I can help it.
大丈夫。それがきっかけで友達になれたらいいなと思ってるから。アバロが気になる女の子ってことは私と好みが似てるってことだもん。
Yes, but that's not really a good thing, is it? Sure, if you have like the same taste in genre of anime or comic or manga or like novels or whatever, that's okay, but if it's a guy, don't you feel like you're going to be, That's a bit embarrassing to hear, but it's nice to hear that I can help you get acquainted with more people. Like, the logic actually makes sense though, that's the thing. The logic makes sense, but the fact that I feel like love is also making you very egotistical, maybe that's an aspect of love I'm very afraid of. If I were to love someone, I'd become someone like that. Because right now, when I'm not loving someone, I've never loved someone, right? What Pia says actually makes sense to me.
自慢の恋人だからね。多くの人に知ってほしいんだよ。はい、
I'm glad you feel that way, but I feel a bit conflicted about it. I'm not gonna say the word, Avro. I'm not gonna try to make the ah sound. I chew on the food Pia fed me. The fluffy texture of the egg fills my mouth. Since this dish is simple to make, it's a good way to test one's cooking skills. It's delicious. You're getting better at cooking.
いやー、そんなことあるけど、調味料に好きって気持ちをたくさん入れたからかな。
I've seen so many anime where they put love into food and they're not even edible, Pia. So, love isn't really the secret ingredient, guys. That definitely would be delicious. But you've also been working hard to be a better cook, haven't you, Pia? The fruits and vegetables in the box were also arranged into cute shapes. His level of attention to deep detail shows how much she's improved. When we first met, she tried very hard but didn't pay attention to the heat or seasonings. She ended up burning the food during a cooking contest. I kinda remember that. I think she was doing it with Lish.
これでも毎日作ってるからね。大変なんだよ。ピウシア教の人たちはこちらで料理人を用意しますので言ってきてくれるからさ。
I personally don't really care too much about how a food looks, as long as it looks, not inedible. If it's like a broken piece of egg or something, like when you're scrambling an egg and the egg is broken off, I'm like okay with it. But yeah, for the most part, as long as the taste is good, I'm okay with a lot of food.
アバロのご飯を用意するのは私だよって台所で激しい競争が始まるのです。
I really hope this game doesn't have a bad ending, by the way. I really don't want to do a bad ending anymore. I don't want to do the bad ending. I was dreading through the bad ending in like the first game. I really did dislike it. Not because it's bad, it's because I like the characters. And I feel bad about them. I'm pleased by that, but I think they're trying to prepare food for you, Goddess Fia. Goddess! What am I saying? Why am I calling Fia Goddess? It's hard to tell when she acts carefree like this, but Fia represents an entire religion now. She's worshipped as the goddess of bonds. The Church of Fuchsia originally worshipped the god named Fuchsia. At the end of our last adventure, we discovered he was actually the god Pariah. He's one of the 7 green pillars who created the elves. He said the presence of a powerful god would affect the world, so he left his daughter Fia in charge of the Church of Fuchsia. I'm starting to feel a bit awkward about you preparing a meal for me.
好きでやってるからいいんだよ。奥さんとして恥ずかしくないようになりたいしね。
A refreshing smell is so dazzling. When I see it, I feel a surge of warmth in my heart. Okay, I'll have to work harder so I won't be an embarrassment as your apostle.
アバロは頑張りすぎ。適度に休み入れないと倒れちゃうよ。
Fia says this and eats some of the food. I also eat some of the food she prepared for me.
ご飯だっていつもは作業の合間にパパッと片付けちゃうもんね。せっかくの機会なんだし、思う存分自然な風景に癒されちゃおうよ。
So that's why you invited me to come eat with you today. Being touched by such kindness makes me feel really calm. It makes me want to better cherish the time I spent with my lover.
旅行のことに話を戻すけど、アバロはどこか行きたい場所ある？はい、自家製お紅茶。体が芯からポカポカ温まるよ。
How do you even make homemade tea, Fia? You probably just have like, normal leaves. Or not normal leaves, but those tea bags. I highly doubt that you actually like boil those leaves yourself. Maybe. I don't know actually. How do you make homemade tea? As I sip on the drink she offered, I think of where we could go together. Thank you. In that case, I might want to go to a hot spring to relax and unwind from the daily grind.
毎日お仕事頑張ってるもんね。近くに管理士さんがいて助かるってみんなから感謝されて、私も誇らしくなっちゃうよ。
I feel like Fia's face is a bit wide, by the way. I thought it was only the CG, but if you take a look at the portrait, it kind of feels like they widen Fia's eyes too much. It looks kind of awkward, right? Or maybe it's just from that angle. Or maybe I'm just too used to the first game's like sprite, I don't know. But to me, it feels like the gap between her eyes are so large now. It seems to have become more like a handyman lately. My main job is to analyze and repair ruins, but I'm glad the workshop is getting more requests. I'm a technomancer, which is a type of magician. However, since I started a business with Fia, I've been developing tools useful for daily life. When it comes to work, a lot of people are really grateful to you too, aren't they? People are coming from all over the world to see you. As I look up, a towering sacred mountain enters my vision. It's the Divine Mist Pillar, a holy site for the Church of Fuchsia. It's a sanctuary for elves and beastmen that's located in the northwestern part of the Infras Kingdom, which is part of the Fiasper region.
私は巡礼に来た人とお話しするだけだからな。楽しいし、疲れたりはあんまりかな。
I mean, it's still pretty fucking cute though, even with the with the wide eye gap thing. I can't deny that, but this is just me being biased, guys.
いろんなところからたくさん来てくれるから、知らないこといっぱい教えてもらえるんだ。
Talking with strangers seem really tiring to me though. It's really amazing that you can truly enjoy yourself. That's why people on a pilgrimage can easily talk with you. Ever since she became the symbol of the Church of Fuchsia, she's been gaining a reputation as a friendly goddess among her followers. It's not uncommon for people who worship Fuchsia to come on a pilgrimage from a faraway place. As her apostle, it's my duty to encourage and support her in this role. However, my lord's physical condition should be addressed first. Since we both spend our time with a lot of people, it might be nice to spend time together for the first time in a while when we travel.
それで温泉って言ってくれたんだね。嬉しいけど、それだと国内で住んじゃうよね。頑張れば日帰りになっちゃうかも。
If you want to leave the country, that would be a huge undertaking. It could take many days since a goddess coming to visit is a big deal. At the same time, a major issue comes to mind. Fia, I'd love to travel with you, but
けれど、なんだか不安になるつなぎ方が。
I think a lot of people would have issues if we went on a trip together. If we plan to be away from Garakuna Fortress, we need to be careful. But yeah, this fortress thing is actually a man-made human contraption device where it actually seals a god to harness their power. That was the reason why that bad ending was a thing, because a lot of people actually found out about this contraption, and this seems to be something that's banned by the gods, right? Because it was used by this war, like back then, with humans and gods, where they would kill humans and gods alike, right? So that's why it's basically banned technology, you can say.
確かに、私たちは城塞に住んでいる人のまとめ役でもあるよね。
They actually reuse the CG. I see this. They're reusing assets. Garakuna Fortress, which is the place we call home, is a bit of a unique place. Originally, Fia was supposed to move to the main temple. However, she was allowed to stay at the fort since she insisted. The fort is now being recognized as a sanctuary of the Church of Fuchsia. However, it was originally considered a ruin in southern Infras. While investigating, I met Fia there and became her apostle, allowing her to move it.
また城塞が動けるようになれば考えてる問題は解決するんだけどね。
It would take a lot of work, but it would be nice to ride around in the fort again. But your connection with the magic stone is gone. I've been gradually repairing it and it's able to move, but it's not strong enough to walk. The massive fort was once capable of moving on its own, but now it's stuck in this area. It lost its power after our journey north from South Infras. Fia's life was saved in exchange for the fort's movement ability. The Arcana Fortress was a forbidden weapon that could contain a god and harness their power. They're really just... They're actually explaining this because, you know, people might not actually play the first game, but I was explaining it to you before the game explained it anyway. Sorry. By freeing the god Pariah, who was sleeping in the Holy Ground, from the weapon Miss Mary Racuna... What? I actually don't remember that part. The original spirit god war came to an end. Okay. From the weapon Miss Mary Racuna, I think that was like the thing that made... That was like a bird or something that flew to the town or whatever. I kind of remember that. That was at the very end of the game. I don't remember the name. It would be nice to travel with everyone again someday. And that day is gonna be soon, Alvaro. That day is gonna be soon. I remember those nostalgic, glorious days where friends of different races with their own backgrounds and goals went on adventures with us. Out of all of these characters, the only one that I sorta not really like as much is probably Kisner there. And that's the girl with the big boobs that's holding a bottle of like beer. I don't know if that's beer or alcohol, whatever that is. That's probably the only one that I kinda don't really like as much. But that doesn't mean I dislike her though. She's just not as good as all the other characters. Well, if we went on a honeymoon, it should just be the two of us. If everyone else comes along, scheduling could be an issue. Even our friends who live at the fort are out right now. I first think of the two cat beastmen who we initially befriended during our journey. Eeyore and Mikio are currently exploring a bit further afield. They're gathering materials for me since I'm too busy to leave the fort. Yeah, I'm sure she's talking to the higher-ups about scheduling deliveries from the temple. Rosaline is a spirit controller who served the royal family of Infris. She's now my secretary and ensures we're properly cared for. Keyboard? You good? There we go. Yeah, when I met her before, she said she wanted to drink with you. She's the same as ever. She seems to enjoy her work. Kisner became a temple knight for the Church of Fuchsia. She'd be worried about being away due to her duties. Maybe she could be Fia's guard. She's the lord of an entire region. Lish comes to the fort from time to time, but she seems really busy. Lishinzeri, I'm just gonna keep calling her Lish, it's such a mouthful, is a lord of La Rosso, a neighboring country of Infris. She's probably the most busy. The two countries were on bad terms until now. They've recently been forced to negotiate to unify under Fia and the Church of Fuchsia. I still do not like Infris, by the way, guys. I don't know if they're gonna redeem themselves in this game, but in the main game, the Infris Kingdom are assholes. All of the people from there are assholes, except for the Dragon Knights that were commandeered by Kisner. But most of them are assholes. Not the people though. It's the higher ups. It's the guys that are actually controlling the Infris Kingdom. So like the royal family. Her troops are at the fort, so she probably went there to attend meetings and report. Mikshwana is an angel from Arsteria who's been staying at the fort to keep an eye on me. This is because I know how to make a god-sealing weapon. If Fia or I went somewhere, I need to report in with her first. Catterick probably grows up in this game, I'm not too sure. She already did have an adult form in the previous game, but maybe this time she doesn't even have her small form anymore. She still finds opportunities to visit us. The dragons are strong and should be fine, but her sense of responsibility would make travel hard. Catterick is in charge of governing the mountainous areas of Infris where various dragon clans live. She's probably working as hard as their chief. Ah, I think Deed is out with his family right now. Because this is a blind playthrough, by the way, guys, I don't know whether or not I'll be doing a new game plus for this. I might, but we'll see. Because this is a blind playthrough, I kind of just want to do things at my own leisure. So I'm not going to use any sort of guide whatsoever. Maybe until the... we'll see. Once I finish the game and I take a look whether or not there's routes or not in this game, I'm probably going to enjoy this game enough to want to do that, but we'll see. Like, this is talking about a lot of hours of commitment, guys. But I'm probably going to enjoy this, I have no doubt. I love the characters enough to actually, you know, even if this game is full fan service, I'd probably still enjoy it. That's how much the previous game was actually good for me. Fiat runs a mobile workshop called the Water Beast Needle. It goes from place to place to serve people. He usually lives at the fort, but it's not unusual for him to go out for long periods of time. Yeah, well, in any case, we need to repair the fort's movement functions before talking to everyone. There's a limitation to consider there, since it must not contain a god and harness their power. You know, did they actually cover the mole with Fia's like armbands or whatever they're like shoulder pads or whatever you call those things that are on her like biceps? There's supposed to be a mole somewhere in her breast. I'll try to work on that later. It's connected to something I wanted to do since I met you. Yeah, when I made a deal to live with you at the fort, my dream of having a workshop came true. Recently, I've been thinking that Gorakuno Fortress could be a bridge between many places. I want to build a trade route for that purpose. I do like Alvaro because he's pretty smart. You know, I feel like Alvaro and me are kind of in sync most of the time. Sometimes not, but I do think for the most part we are in sync. That's probably also the reason why I'm so envious of him. The fact that he found someone like Fia. Because I truly feel like Fia is almost the perfect sort of like lover, you can say. You know how there's a lot of people living at Gorakuno Fortress? We're not self-sufficient due to the land, but we still have enough supplies to meet everyone's needs. We have plenty of storage for things. Yeah, so if the fort could move, all of the supplies it could be used for trade. You're thinking very far, Alvaro, but we haven't really made the fort move yet. You're thinking about too far into the future here. Yeah, there's not many ways to transport huge amounts of cargo safely. Even a carriage can't completely prevent an accident from happening. On the other hand, the fort is basically a moving city. We can transport large amounts of cargo and have plenty of cool, dark places to store it. If we do this, we can even out economic disparities within every region. Issues such as poverty and starvation can be eliminated. Alvaro, you're thinking so globally, what the hell? What the? This is definitely not something that I would think, but I guess Alvaro is much more of a kind person than I am. What the hell? He's thinking so big. You're making me feel small, Alvaro. In addition to cargo, we can transport people too. For instance, people living in areas without a doctor can be saved. There's potential to enrich an entire country this way. We can also play a bigger role if we trade with the rest of the world. Yeah, it's so heavy that just the act of walking around has an impact on the area around it. That's why in the future, I want to make a trade route for the fort can use. Naturally, I want there to be stops to keep cities and the fort safe. Then it's a matter of getting permission from the destination. Once that's done, the fort can move without issues. That way, when the fort arrives, everyone will be happy to welcome us. No one will fear the fort anymore. I As your puzzle, want to make Garkin a fortress, which was anathema, an accepted entity everywhere around the world. I mean, she does love the fort, because she doesn't really see the fort as a fort. She sees it as, you know, as a place where people can actually live, yeah. What was once scorned as a symbol of rebellion against the gods would be a symbol of something that connects people. That's what the repairs are for, and why I want to build a road. But first, Garkina Fortress needs to be able to move. I know I said a lot of big things, but I really want to protect the memories of my travels with you. I was also sad about the fort not being able to move. I really wanted to do something about it. Tears welled up in Fia's eyes, and she held her hands to her chest as if she were in pain. No, stop it. I'm getting really embarrassed. Look, you even stopped eating. We were eating as we talked. We took our time enjoying the rest of the meal. Then, as Fia sipped on some tea, she let out a sigh of relief. Yeah, let's work hard together, so we can travel using the fort again. I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. Keyboard? I think I need to change the switch on my enter key here. It's not actually pressing as much as I wanted to. Bringing back to life sounds like a miracle a goddess can perform. I also don't know whether or not this is gonna follow the same line as all Usually games, by the way, guys. Since this is a sequel, usually in Usually games, that's that actually almost kind of rhymed. Usually, you would kind of get into like a really lengthy, like a prologue section where you have gameplay and story before you have 8 scenes. But because we already have a pre-established like lover in this one, maybe they're gonna break that sequence? I don't know. Usually you'd need to play at least 10 hours before the first H scene. But we'll see. It's not like it's not like I want to see Fia's H scene that badly, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. After giving me a small kiss goodbye, I finished my lunch with Fia. Thanks for the food. Now then, let's get back to work in the workshop. Once that's done, I'll work on restoring the fort and make the dream I mentioned a reality. Okay, they still have the same BGM. I don't mind though this one. This one is really nice BGM. Wow, our room looks so much nicer than before. This is like a proper room with full furnishing. Heck, this is a fucking big room. What is that? You have a podium or something? You basically made this into a like a library, Avro. Your private room is interesting. What's that weird plush there? That's look like a sheep. Well, that's not a sheep, sorry. I thought it has horns on the top, but it's just a part of the decoration on the thing with the stairs there. It's literally like a pig or a Pokemon. Next, I have to connect the circuit here. Huh. That should do it. I like how there's a small Avro plushie too. It's probably Fia's. She probably made us make that for her. It was late at night. Well, after the sun had set, I was tinkering with a machine, making a clacking sound as I did so. Once this is complete, the fort's output should be boosted a bit more. It'd be nice to utilize an alternate power source to replace the divine power usage, but I'm not sure how to use the Shattered Magic Stone. At the heart of Garkina Fortress, there's a magic stone that once held Fia. It's a dangerous magic tool that can drain someone's power. It originally drained divine power to move the fort, but I have no intention of using that functionality on someone else. It's meaningless to improve conductivity to various parts of the fort without a central power source. Still, this shouldn't be a waste of time. As I move my hand again, I hear footsteps approaching. Fia must be back from reading the pilgrims. Music's gone over. I don't think this is Fia. There's only one person who would visit my room at this time. What bothered me was that the footsteps sounded like they came from bare feet rather than shoes. Someone was speaking at me. Huh? Who is it? There seems to be no reply. It's a bit scary. Hey, you need something? It's so dark that I can't see your face. If you need my help, can you please come into the room? There was still no reply. You're not Pia, are you? Do you know me? There was only a short moan in response. Maybe they don't understand me. As I thought of how to speak to them, their mouth moved in the darkness, mumbling something. Papa? Pa? Is there anything more? Pa what? I hear Papa, Alvaro. Apparently they had nothing else to say. No, wait. Why did you stop after that? What do you mean by Pa? What is this suspicious figure trying to say? The shadow runs off in a hurry. Hey, hold on a minute! I rush out of the room to chase them, but then... With a thud, I bump into something. I feel a soft, elastic, plump sort of sensation. Yeah, nice, Alvaro. Ow! That voice. Pia. Seems I bumped into her and she fell on her butt. My bad. Yeah, I see the mole there, so it was, being covered by her cuffs there. I'm sorry? Isn't there someone else here just now? She does have those, like, weird wings, just like Fia. But I don't know if those were actually wings or not, because Fia's are actually not wings there. Those are part of her clothes or something. In my mind's eye, I can still see the shadow staring at me. No, I must have been imagining things. No? Hey, why are you casually saying such a thing? I want to touch. Damn you, Alvaro! The old Alvaro wouldn't say this! But I won't pass up on this opportunity. This is my privilege as her lover. Damn you! I reach out and touch Fia's boobs directly. So are we gonna have our first H scene right off the bat? Is there any way to touch your boobs that isn't naughty? Ah, it's so soft. Why does this feel so good? No! It feels like I'm playing Pankatsu Akuma again. God! Stop! Stop! I've touched them many times before, but every time I touch them, I get more and more obsessed. There's no way I could get tired of this feeling. I see. I should be like a child then. I bury my face into her cleavage and a comforting feeling spreads through me as if my mother is holding me. I wonder if your breasts will be able to produce milk someday. Alvaro, please. It's expected that Fia would mix some of her playfulness with his good mood. So relaxing. I wish I could stay like this forever. I mean, we're bound for life, Fia. I think that's fine. I don't really mind having sex with Fia because we're bound for life. And I don't see Alvaro ever actually going to a different girl. Even though the game forces him to do so. Sometimes. In my mind's eye, It's canon that Avro never touched any of the girls, alright? I refuse to believe in this harem thing. A gentle feeling washes over me. Maybe I should stop working and let the embrace of the goddess heal me. Wait, I'm forgetting about something. That's right. This isn't the time to do erotic things. Thank you, Alvaro. Yeah, thanks. That helped me calm down. Actually, someone was staring at me from the darkness earlier. As I talked to Fia about the events that happened, she responds surprisingly quickly. Thank you. You're unlike Ren from Pankatsu Akuma. My boy Avro here actually has a lot of self-control. He just needed to calm down a bit and he's like, yeah, back to work. Thank you, Avro. A ghost? Oh, now that you mention it, I remember hearing a rumor about that. But yeah, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, right now as I'm playing this, I'm also making a let's play about the ditzy demons that fall in love with us or something. And the main character, sometimes he has good rationale, but whenever he goes into pervert mode, god damn, there's no stopping him. I believe that many residents reported recently that they saw a ghost. Well, it was just Rosaline with her entourage. That's right. Last time we dealt with ghosts, we drove them away to keep the residents safe. As the one in charge at the fort, I was thinking of the course of action to take to ensure no harm is done, but... Huh? Don't tell me it came to you too. Based on what you're saying, does that mean you met them multiple times? That sounds scary. It's true that the shadow that stared at me wasn't that big. I got the impression that they were staring at me quite intently to see what I would do. I don't think anything that happened on the append on the previous game is canon, by the way, guys. So if you guys didn't watch the New Game Plus stuff, that's probably fine. That's true. Strangely, I didn't feel any malice. Instead, I felt a sense of frustration as if they were trying to appeal to me. Because in one of the append disc, right, in one of the DLC, let's call it, Pia actually had to face her evil self from the bad ending. And she actually joined us when we had sex with her. When we had a threesome with them. I'm so conflicted in that one because they're both Pia, but it was an awesome scene. I'm like, god damn, that's hot. Sorry. I feel like I'm a lot more perverted after I played Pankatsu Akuma because of the nature of the game, so if I keep making a lot of dirty jokes or if I feel like I'm a bit more, you know, I'm saying a lot more sexual stuff, that's the reason why. My apologies. Instead, I felt a sense of frustration as if they were trying to appeal to me. Yeah, I got the impression I shouldn't leave them alone. I expected as much of the goddess of bonds. The first thing Fia tries to do is get to know other people by talking with them. Her fundamental desire to try and connect with others is quite comforting. Yeah, because I don't have that feeling myself, Havaro. So, whenever I see someone that is like the opposite of me, I guess it's very... I don't know, maybe just like what Avaro said, it's comforting. Such a different way of life compared to mine. Yeah, if we're going to travel, we should deal with the issues at the fort first. All right, thank you for telling me. This is a direct or an indirect way, guys, of the game that's trying to tell you, yeah, you're not gonna get your first HC in the next 10 hours. Because the mood was good there, and Alvaro actually didn't do it. So thank you, game. You actually indirectly answered my question. Just because me and Fia are an item now doesn't mean we're gonna have our first sex that quickly, okay? Rumor has it that there's only been sightings inside the fort. Let's explore inside the fort. I was getting excited at the prospect of dealing with something alongside Fia for the first time in a while. Gameplay?
城塞よりいいです精霊
The spirit from the fort? This girl came from the fort? Huh. I don't remember the inside of the fort being structured like this.
確かに前に来た時と違うような気はするねきっと城塞も成長してるんだよ
Growing? For the fort a living thing, that expression would be perfect. For now, let's find the ghost rather than dwelling on this. The fort is huge. How do you find them?
もしかしたら私幽霊さんがそばにいるとわかるかも
You can sense the presence of a ghost?
多分もう何回か会ってるしそうじゃなくてもなんだか懐かしい気がするから
Yeah, this is also the same BGM. I guess they reuse a lot of assets in the game. I don't mind them though, but I really wish they put in a lot more effort into the BGM. I see. Okay then, let's rely on your senses. Let's walk around the fort. If you see something, call out to me.
わかったよなんだかデートみたいだね
A date inside of a dungeon, huh? This really does remind you of Danmachi, I guess. Okay, reach destination, first clear, green grass, one harvest spot.
それじゃあ説明を始めるね
Okay. Okay, that's a cute looking Pia. Right clicking, see objects and terrain info, okay. Left clicking will move, alright. Alright. Allied units can be joined now? Wait, what? What does that mean? We have a pair-up system like Fire Emblem? Oh, what the hell? Huh? Joining in this way forms a union. The moving unit will support the target unit. Interesting. Movement and combat depends on the main unit. Support units don't fight directly, but they can support the main unit with skills. Depending on the units, maybe abilities can be enhanced and special skills can be unlocked. This is basically Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates. Man, I love Fates. God damn. Conquest is probably my most played Fire Emblem at about like 300 hours or some bullshit. Interesting.
それじゃあ張り切って行ってみよう
This makes traversing a lot easier then, right? So you can just join, and then if you want to make them like go faster next turn, yeah, look, you can just split them up next turn, yeah. So this makes movement a lot faster, I'd say. So what sort of stuff do I have? Oh wow, the status is so much better than the first game. Everything is in a single like screen. Oh my god, this is amazing. In the first game, you have to go through a lot of multiple layers to get to different areas.
難しいけどゆっくり覚えていってね
Yeah, just like this. You have to go through multiple of this. But I guess when it comes to equipping, it's the same. It's just that it's a lot nicer when you take a look at the status screen. Status sets union, okay. Okay. All right. That can't be changed in the first playthrough. I guess on the second playthrough, you can probably make everyone crazy. Alvaro Luckrell. This is the first time we've actually known Alvaro's last name, isn't it? I don't think that's ever been discussed whatsoever on the previous game. Luckrell. Okay, thank you, Fia. Genma? What's a Genma?
大丈夫。慣れれば簡単だよ。
Okay. Have a small potion, no key items. He's using the hemp gown. Blue ornament, yeah, Fia only. Skills have danger sense. I don't equip danger sense, weirdly enough. I don't think I need battle command. Perceive dangers in the dark. So with this skill, you can see enemies when you in areas that you haven't explored yet. Axis strike. Hit plus 30, strength plus 2, agility plus 2. Costs 4 SP. So this game uses a lot of more SP, I feel. Cheer. Grant hit and strength and intelligence 1. So that's the same. Style Technomancer. Goddess of Bonds. Activate when main unit attacks, perform additional basic attack. In Concentrate, Anti-Advantage, and Faithful. What does that do? What does that do, Fia? You're not telling me the status effects, guys. What does that do? Faith. Grants effects on allies in the same room. Increase luck by 5. So that's luck is crit rate. That's decent. In room, so that's a big boost. Crit plus 5, attack plus 10, volley, heavenly bullet, range 2, in plus 3, agility minus 2, healing breath. Alright. What the heck is Genma though?
最初は難しいけど、ゆっくり覚えていってね。
You said at first it's difficult, but you'll slowly get better, I believe. What the voice is saying, by the way.
大丈夫。
Save sets can be loaded. So, what are these sets? What does this mean? I don't understand what that means. Deployed. What does this mean? I don't understand. What are the sets even supposed to be? What are these used for?
最初は難しいけど、ゆっくり覚えていってね。
Oh, she said at first it's hard, so be sure to pay attention. Union. Union, when 2 units battle together. When in this state, special benefits from the units are shown in the screen. Okay. Union skill 1, Union skill 2, Union skill 3. I guess we also have bond levels. Huh. Just like in Fates, where you develop your, supports. Its level will increase and the benefits get stronger. Since that unit combat that don't form a unit can sometimes benefit from support unit skills.
それじゃあ張り切って行ってみよう。
Union speed has been on the main unit, so you can use it to transport. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. You can actually transport allies like pretty quickly with that. Divine Bond. So this is her union attack, I guess? Cost 7 SP for both. So this is like the combination skills. The combo skills are so much better in this game now. You unlock it very quickly. Earth Pact. Hit 3, Evasion 3. Basic Attribute Earth Unit. EXP. So these are the skills that we got if this is the main unit. And this is if he is the main unit. Strength 2, Intelligence 2. This one is the same. Hit plus 2, plus 5. Chance 2%. What is chance 2%? Hit chance, I guess. Yeah, this is the same. Basic attribute Holy. Alright. I'm not going to support. Fia, go inside of me. First Union. Join, there we go. So it's probably beneficial for you to actually union a lot, right? So that you can get those union EXP pretty quickly. There may also be undo and withdraw buttons. Oh yeah, I didn't say this, but I defaulted to playing hard mode because I really love games that is challenging. This game is always challenging. Like the first game on hard mode is a good challenge for me. And I kind of don't really like to spam items too, so that's gonna be a challenge for me too. Currency and Genma points. Okay, what the hell is Genma points? Control, yeah, I know what control is. Missions, yes. Minimap. Customize the minimap appearance, disable it, okay. Display bar, you can see more or less depending on the percentage, okay. Okay. Yeah, we always had the minimap here, so fine by me. Can I undo like multiple times? No, only once. Alright. It's fine. I had this set to manual, by the way. Because I really dislike auto. So do you have... Well, the problem with this is that you can't really ferry people across if you can only move and then you can't unpair yourself. So that's annoying. So you gotta split, but you have to not move. It's a shame. Ghost of the Fort. Oh, that's a little girl. I don't think there's actually any enemies in here. So I'm wasting so much time right now. Harvesting, yes. Mining requires a special skill, I know. I'm guessing there's a harvest spot here. Yep. You know what, Pia? We're gonna split. Oh wow, okay, so splitting makes only one unit move. That's good to know. There's a chest, yes. Monsters can rarely live inside chests though. Yeah, there's a mimic sometimes. No, I know. Alvaro, you only have 3 movement. It's a shame. Oh, someone has 3 movement. Ah man, 3 movement is so limiting, guys. At least Alvaro can support in 2 range now instead of just 1 range. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I know what a deploy gate is. But yeah, once you take it, you can actually deploy units that you control from the base. Oh, no standby. Fia, you're gonna move. What is that voice line, Fia? What? Why are you saying it like that? What a treasure. The icons look so nice in this game now. The icons look so basic in the previous game. In this game, it's so nice. Like, a lot of the just overall UI is so much better in terms of aesthetic. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I know, Fiat. You look pretty scary there. Yeah, I have the hidden passage, don't worry. Technomancer has a search by default. Okay, I'm gonna actually make you equip that accessory, Alvaro. So we have, let me see, how many accessory slots do we got? One, of course. That gives you a +1 strength. So it seems the way to increase armor or increase power in this game by upgrading is still the same. As you can see above or right next to the Axis Hammer physical on the right side, there's those bar things that you gotta increase. So those are the same. Alright. To increase those, you gotta use, what's the word? You gotta use, like, stones. Material stones. Alright. So I assume the union thing only actually levels up if we get into a fight. Oh, I can see a shadow behind that pillar. The shadow must be the ghost we're looking for. Let's approach slowly so we don't scare them off. Whoa! Be quiet! You gotta be quiet! I found them! They're hiding here. Okay, I see you. So those are like wing crystals? By relying on Fia's senses, we managed to find a hidden ghost. We followed the fleeing ghost to the heart of Garakuna Fortress where Fia was previously sealed in a magic stone. How nostalgic. This is where I met Fia. The ghost continued to act the same and stared at us from the shadows. I'm sorry for chasing you around like that, but we're not here to harm you. I'd like to know why you're roaming around the fort if you have a reason. She's not a cat, Fia. You're supposed to click your tongue like that when you're calling an animal. The ghost promptly stepped out of the shadows. How unexpected. Maybe they're an animal spirit. Yeah, this place does bring back memories, Alvaro. God damn, you need some clothes, girl! I don't want to go to jail! What? You need some clothes on! The ghost seems to be a girl with a unique hair color. Her small body was covered by a dirty rag. It didn't look like clothing. Perhaps she grabbed it from somewhere. She stared at us intently to see how we would act. She must be wary of us. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I mean, clearly she's our kid, Fia. She got like red eyes and blue eyes like you. Why does she have blue hair though? As for me, I'm curious about those wing-like things on her back. Maybe she's like our kid from the future. They look like they might be the same material as the magic stone in the central area. I'm not a pedophile, Fia. Come on. But I can't be a lolicon in these 2D anime games. That's different. We're not playing Nuki games, guys. What are you talking about? My eyes are focused on a certain goddess. Damn you, Fia! As we indulge in our usual slapstick, the ghost seems to gradually lower her guard. Oh, I really appreciate the fact that the voice line doesn't cut off when I click and there's no voice line on the next dialogue. Because that doesn't happen in Bankatsu Akuma. Such a weird thing to not have that option when it's a 2016 game. The ghost slowly approaches us. Yeah, let's do that. It's definitely better to bring her back to my room so we can take our time talking with her. She didn't seem to want to attack us while there were reports of ghost sightings. No damage was reported. Oh, sorry. She doesn't seem to want to attack us, and while there were reports of ghost sightings, yeah, like that. Shouldn't be dangerous to take her to areas with people. Do you understand what we're talking about? The ghost gives me a small nod. We don't want to hurt you. If something's wrong, we'll do everything we can to help. Can you come with me then? I don't want to go to jail! The ghost gives a brief response, then grasps my hand with all her strength. It's very small and warm. It's warm? What could that mean? If this girl was a ghost, she shouldn't have any body heat. Don't all of those mean the same thing? You're acting more suspicious than I am. The ghost repeated what I said and reached the hand out to Fia as well. Calm down, Fia. You seem way too happy about this. I returned to my room with Fia and the ghost that can't articulate the words well. What are you saying all of a sudden? You shout that loudly, you'll scare her. As soon as we returned to the room, Fia's eyes widened as she shouted loudly. The sun had already risen and it was morning. Risen? I think it's risen, right? It must have taken a long time to search. The girl holding Fia and me by the hand was still wearing a rag. When I tried to put something on her, she would get upset for some reason. You don't want to wear this either? See, if you're that fussy, there must be some sort of reason for it. However, I feel like this isn't a good look for her during daylight hours. Others would think she's being abused. I want to put some proper clothes on her, but I can't force her to wear something she hates. You could make something, Avro. You already said that, Fia. Yes, yes. Yes. Yes, and from touching her, huh? It's true, she doesn't feel like a ghost. I see no reason to doubt her. I can certainly tell from touching her too. I mean, have we had sex with a ghost in this game? I don't think so. Rosaline's technically not a ghost. And we never actually had sex with her puppets. I had to think about that for a bit. She is a goddess, so her senses are likely more acute than my half-elf senses. A spirit. Now that we know what she is, that begs the question of why she was inside the fort. She looks really young and doesn't have much of an ego yet. Perhaps she was born recently. How does spirits get born? I need to know. It's clearly from you guys, from looking at the eyes. She said Pa again. I wonder if she has more to say this time. I mean, I kind of knew that was gonna happen. The first time she actually did say Papa, but Avro didn't hear the second Pa. Papa? My mind reels as I hear those unexpected words. It seems Fia feels the same way. Mariah? I like how Avro is like not the least bit like flustered from Fia's reaction. That was a surprisingly long tangent. Fia, what are you talking about? Having sex means that it might be possible for me to have a kid with them. Come on, that's why you shouldn't be making me have sex with other girls. Calm down, I'm innocent. No, you actually should, Fia. You actually should if I did do that. It's true that she has two different colors of hair like I do. I can see why she'd insist this girl is my child. However... Wait, hold on, seriously. Look closely at this girl's body. Didn't Fia say she's a spirit? There's no way she could be my child since I'm half human and half elf.
体確かに生まれたてにしては少し大きいけどあつまり私と出会う前に作ったと言いたいんだね
Yeah, how long has it been since the previous game? Are you crazy?
ひどい出会う前だからこれは浮気じゃないって言うんだくすん
I know she's just playing around, but it's true that if it happened before we met, then it's not cheating. But I opted not to say so. That's not what I mean. Her age is one thing, but look at her body, especially the back. Just things that looks like wings on her back. It seemed to be made out of magic stone.
本当だ魔石だえこれ城塞の魔石だ
Wait, did the how am I supposed to like rationalize this? So because Fia was the fortress's spirit or god, and we had sex with her while she was still being sort of imprisoned by the fortress. This made her, I guess. Yes, that makes sense. I'm glad you noticed. That's right, this is the magic stone that once contained Fia. It's a magical tool created by the human clan in the distant past to escape the rule of gods. It's part of a forbidden weapon used to contain a god. Spirits aren't born without a reason. There must be some reason why. I can't help but to think of her as Garakuna Fortress itself.
つまりこの子は城塞の精霊ってこと
I guess she's gonna be the one that's controlling the fort from now on then?
この子首をかしげてるけど
I see. She wouldn't know why she was born, would she? But I actually have an idea of why. There was a time when the fort moved on its own when we fought Pariah. That's true. A prison god who was driven mad after being sealed in a magic stone. At the time, we were about to give up because we couldn't handle the situation. But then Garakuna Fortress intervened on its own to save us. This is giving me like Sakura Wars vibes, guys. Mechs! The mechs actually moved on its own. Perhaps that's a sign that this girl would be born later on.
そっかこの精霊ちゃんはグアラクーナ城塞の結晶城塞が意識を持ったんだね
I mean, Japan does believe that items, you know, there are lots of gods in Japan, right? They believe in like a polyethnic god. So they do sometimes believe that there are gods in items, yeah. I forgot what it's called, the terminology for it. After saying this, Pia raises her fist excitedly. I personally don't believe in that, but I believe, you know, like, I can understand the reasoning, right? People put a lot of feelings into items, like this sort of attachment, right? And sometimes that those feelings can manifest into something. At least that's what us humans want to believe in, which I don't really believe.
それじゃあこの子は私たちの子供ってことだね
Technically. Huh. What do you mean by that?
考えてもみてよ城塞は私と一心同体だったんだよそしてこの子は城塞から生まれいでた愛の結晶つまり私とアバロが手間暇かけて親愛を注いだ存在がこの子そのものなんだよほらこの子もそうだって言ってるよキューって手を握ってくれてる
Stop that, please. We don't need a second Fia. One is good enough, thank you. I don't think this young girl understands the meaning of that word. Maybe she instinctively sensed that there was someone who wanted to protect her. However, I couldn't bring myself to deny Fia. This girl is our child, huh? I feel like that's a bit too much of a jump in logic, but we'll see. When I say it out loud, I feel a sense of clarity sinking in. This child, this spirit, is someone we should protect.
というわけでこの子をクーナちゃんと名付けましょうはい拍手
We're not gonna discuss this? What about what I want to name her?
パチパチ
What are you saying all of a sudden again? Why that name in particular?
クアラクーナ城塞の精霊だからクアラクーナちゃん素敵な名前でしょ
I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's true. It's a good name that's easy to understand. What do you think? The girl said little, but she seemed very pleased. Maybe she's happy about being given a name. But then she turned her head away with an uneasy look. Kuna, something wrong? The fourth spirit Kuna pursed her lips and pointed in a certain direction. Kuna, you have any idea why you were born?
こっちの方力ある
Reason why people are born, huh? It would be such a beautiful thing if people were actually born because, you know, of the love, the physical manifestation of our parents' love. But sadly, the world isn't that pretty. A power relating to you, and it's northeast of the Infernus Kingdom. The fort is currently located near the holy area known as the Divine Mist Pillar. We're on the border of Infernus. There's only other countries northeast of here. Why would the spirit of Garakuna Fortress, who originated in this country, be concerned about another country? I can't help but be curious. We might as well go check it out. While I pondered what she said, Thea was pulling out new clothes and trying to put them on her.
ねねこれはどうちょっと大きいけどアバロとのデート用に用意したとっておきの服なんだよちょっと直せば着られると思うんだ
How can she wear it when it's supposed to be your outfit, Thea? I mean, your outfit is barely holding on to anything of your body anyway, so maybe that's not too far-fetched.
これも嫌かねえアバロもしよかったらこの子に似合う衣装を作らない自分だけの服が贈られたら女の子は絶対に嬉しくなるよ
Maybe she doesn't want hand-me-downs. I see. If we make clothes out of materials from the fort, maybe she'll wear them. That also makes sense too. Maybe since she's a spirit, she has a particular preference for materials that are familiar to her. Got it. I don't normally make clothes, but I'll make an extraordinary costume with magic woven into it. Alvaro, don't bullshit me. You make all of our armor back in the first game.
よーし子供ができてから初めての共同作業だねそうと決まれば早速動き出そう
What do you want to do, Kuna? We'll need to explore areas with monsters to find materials. You want to stay here until we come back? Is she gonna be a unit that we use? Man, this really is Fire Emblem. We're using child soldiers. Kuna shakes her head slightly from side to side. She doesn't seem to want to accept that proposal.
アバロと離れたくないみたいだねそうなると怖い魔物さんがいる場所に行くことになるけど大丈夫
I feel like the union part of the game isn't gonna be as useful as Fire Emblem though. Because I do think you can only join up with someone that's right next to you. So the fact that you can only do that, it's a bit inconvenient. But maybe in tight spaces it can be very useful. Kuna grunted enthusiastically as she nodded. As responsible parents, we should disagree with this idea. Realistically, one of us should stay with Kuna. Is it okay to take a small child somewhere where fighting will take place because she doesn't want to be separated from us?
アバロクーちゃんの可能性を私たちだけで決めるのは早いと思うまずはこの子の気持ちを大事にしてあげたい
I mean, that's true. Even though she's a child, she is a spirit.
もちろん命の危険がないように守ることは必要だよそのための注意をね
But can't really treat her as a human child. Where clearly they're just gonna die if they come with us to a dungeon.
パパ
Kuna already has a history of visiting the fort's residential areas by herself. That means she's passed through areas with monsters frequently. We should consider her feelings first. I'll take your word for it then. As an apostle of the Goddess of Bonds, I have no intention of disagreeing with that plan. Understood. Well then, Let's all look around the fort and gather materials to make clothes for Kuna. Wow, she is joining our party. Alright, let's see what you got, Kuna.
パパ、ママ、お、クーちゃんがやる気だよ。大丈夫、置いてなんていかないから。っていうか、今、私のことをママって呼んでくれた。キャワワワ。
What are you saying, Fia? Kuna's a spirit. That means she should be more capable at fighting than a normal child. But I'm still worried. Don't worry, we used Catred in the previous game, Avro, and she was pretty bad at level 1. I guess we can't decide on what she should do on her own. Kuna, are you okay? Thanks for helping out. I'll be counting on you. Just make sure to stay close to us. And that is... You're also being overprotective, Fia. Let's be sure to look out for each other. In order to make clothes that are suitable for the spirit Kuna, we need divine cotton and spirit fiber. Let's get started. Stop! We don't need a second Fia! You don't need a second Fia. Okay, we need 100% control. There's an enemy, alright. In mind, unit reaches 0, Delphi Force can fight. The support unit will also have to retreat. Okay, so if a pair-up dies, they both die. Damn. That's rough. An attack of 0-0 range is melee, okay. Alright.
それじゃあ張り切って行ってみよう。
1, 2, 3. Let me take a look at your stats real quick. 17, 18, 15. So a bit less stronger, a bit weaker than Fia. Crystal Spirit, Heart Worker. So that's 1.5 EXP if I'm not wrong. I don't know what Concentrate is. Magic Resist is a reduced intelligence of enemies that attack her. Agility plus 5, that's decent. Magic, range 2, hit 20, intelligence 3. Is that a gun? Do you use guns? What the fuck? What is that? What is that weapon? Is that a gun? Is she using a gun? Kusta. What? What is this? I don't know what that is, but that looks like a gun to me. Alright, you're gonna join me, Kuna. What do I get from you? Let me take a look. So Kuna, paternal protection. So it seems like there's also only specific characters that can join with specific characters, as you can see, right? Like, we only have 5 slots. I wonder if there's actually going to be, like, if it's going to increase. I don't know. Because it doesn't seem like this thing increases. So we get Universal Strike. Agility plus 2, Strength plus 7, Crit plus 5. And Paternal Protection. So this is more of a defensive buff. Kuna. Maternal Nurturing, so this is also a defensive buff. Goddess Celestial Arts. So this is both the same. Why is her, like, background so scary? Why does it use that one? Like, Ia's one is very cute. Avro's one is very, like, cool. This one is so creepy. She's using the one with the black darkness and evil eyes thing. Okay. Volley is 12 damage. This is 3 damage times 2. I'm just gonna use volley. Wow, my bow sucks dick. What the hell?
れでいくよ。
Nice.
負けないから。
What, Fia? Why did that? Oh yeah, it doesn't calculate anti-air. That's why I was like, why is that doing so much more damage than it should be? Axis Hammer, I take 2 damage. This is 17-17, and that's a kill. I want to do this. Kill it, Alvaro. Universal Strike this bitch.
これが俺たちの絆だ。どうだ。
Nice. All right, we got it then. Okay, she also gets experience, so that's pretty good. So unioning is actually pretty good for characters that are like that, I suppose. All right, all right. There's that guy right there. There's a slime somewhere. I'm gonna try to not use the undo function too, by the way, guys. This is like my first playthrough, so unless I really made a big mistake, I'm gonna try to play, you know, like that. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna let Fia attack. I'm just gonna normally attack here. Kinda rough when you don't have double attacks here. Okay, I'm just gonna use normal attacks here. I'm gonna use normal Axis Hammer Strike. I don't want to use my SP. I'm gonna use the Universal Strike on, maybe there's a boss we're gonna use that. Okay, that's good. I thought he actually whiffed. Okay, you're gonna need some healing soon, Alvaro. Just gonna back you up. Why is this guy actually moving like that? Don't worry, Fia. I'm gonna be fine. So this is not going to kill. I think I'm gonna take that feather. The red feathers are... Yeah, I'm gonna take the red feather. Don't whiff, Alvaro. Just don't whiff. Okay, good. Nice level up. Agility, con, resistance, HP. Not too bad. But yeah, as I was trying to say, there's 2 harvest spots and 1 mining spot. These feathers are gone after one use, unlike the white feather. So I can actually use volley here, which does pitiful damage, but you're gonna need some EXP, Fia. Fia! Yeah. Nice crit, Alvaro. Okay, I think Fia is going to use her other skills here. I don't need healing breath right now, so Heavenly Bullet. That does a bit. Does 8, so 16. How much does Alvaro do? Wait, I can swap like this? Oh, that's very nice. Not too bad. You can swap pretty easily. 5-5. That's 10. I see. So this is 9-9. 18 plus 8. 18 plus what? 16? Ah, 1 HP short. I'd rather get healed, so I'm gonna attack, and then Fia's just gonna heal. The whiffs! The whiffs! These whiffs are fucking killing us, Alvaro. Okay, Fia can probably still kill steal. I think we actually don't even need to take the feather because I don't think there's any more. Oh, there's a green slime. Okay, I don't think we need the feather though for a green slime. Nice. I hope I'm actually leveling up the skill, the union level. Okay, there's the slime. How weak is it? 54. It does 9 strength. How much defense do I have? On 10. It does 0 damage to me. Alright, Fia, feel free to roam. That's the only monster here, so we're not afraid of it. Okay, it can do that, by the way. It can actually split into multiple monsters. Healing card. It can replicate by having his HP. It's not doing damage, so it's just gonna die.
Yeah.
And, Alvaro! I was gonna say we're giving good damage for Kuna, but Alvaro. Nice. She should get another level up, yes. Just gonna go down. Okay, good job, Alvaro. The hit rates are killing us. Agility, strength, constitution. She didn't get intelligence at all throughout 2 level ups. That's not good. Okay, we got that. Need to find a mining spot. Oh, no. Okay, that I can undo because that's just a misclick. Is there a mining spot here? There we go. Alright, we got all of the spots, so we just need to find 100%. Just in case there's a boss, I'm actually gonna heal up here. I'm kind of afraid of the game. Sometimes the game doesn't do that. Okay, that should do it. That treasure chest though! That treasure! You guys didn't take the treasure. Hey Fia, Kuna. Look, we've got the materials we need. Now I just need to make an outfit out of this. Hold on, Kuna. I'll start making it once we get back to the workshop. These JRPG kind of games always do this, man. There's a chest, there's a treasure in front of you, and yet you make me leave the area. That just makes me need to go back there. Style acquired. Meister. Familial love. After gathering materials in the fort, I immediately began making clothes for Kuna. I focused on improving her magical affinity. I'm still apprehensive about the fact that Kuna is a spirit of the fort, by the way, guys. I don't trust her yet, even though Fia and Alvaro are clearly, very much, thinking that she is. But I'm a pretty skeptical guy. There's a reason why she has that banner with the darkness thing. She might not be evil, but she's definitely hiding something. Since the plants I use were growing in the fort soil, they should have a good mix of divine and spiritual power. It's actually not bad. So Alvaro, I do think she should actually cover her shoulders. I don't think kids should actually wear those type of clothing. Despite tilting her head, Kuna didn't seem to mind her new clothes and she put them on without issues. It's really cute and looks great on you. I'm glad you like it. I do think the benefit about those union thing is the fact that I think they don't get a EXP penalty, both of the characters, so it's pretty easy to level them up like that. You're having trouble breathing because you're gasping like that. Sheesh, you guys the same as ever. Hey, I want to discuss something. I'm so curious about the direction Kuna was pointing. We should go investigate that, shouldn't we?
けど感じるんだよね。
Huh?
ふーちゃんと出会って感覚が研ぎ澄まされたのかな。ここから北東方面にざわざわっと違和感があるんだよね。
So then, you know exactly where it is? I spread a map onto the desk and Kuna tries to raise herself as much as she can to look. When Fia saw what Kuna was doing, she placed her hands at the girl's sides to lift her up. That's nice, Fia.
一緒に地図を見ようね。一緒見ようね。
It's heartwarming, but at the same time, my skeptical mind just can't trust this little child, even though she does look innocent and whatnot. The two of them look closely at the map. I'm a broken human, guys. However, Kuna wasn't sure where the location was, most likely because she's too young.
そんなに遠くない距離だから多分この辺りだと思うんだけど。
After checking the area Fia mentioned, one country came to mind as a possible candidate. The Duchy of Mephi. It's a place so well versed in magic that it's known as the Land of Mages. Something here is related to Kuna. If there's something related to Garakuna Fortress, there's no way we can ignore it. The reason the fort was originally built was because of the conflict between the present god Pariah and the human clan. The present goddess Fia was also involved in this conflict. The fort was created by the human clan in the past to rebel against the gods. If there's an issue in the Duchy of Mephi, there's no way we can overlook it.
私は調査に行くって考えに賛成だよ。ふーちゃんのことは城塞のことでもあるし、精霊が生まれたのは偶然じゃないって可能性があるなら調べるべきだと思う。
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing. He and I face each other and nod. Now that's decided. This usually never happens in a real localization because that is so hard to say. We should prepare to go immediately. Kuna, we're planning on going a fair amount of distance away. Can you prepare to leave?
一緒行く？
Can't you actually go outside of the fortress though? Of course. Me, you, and Fia will go together.
メビ王国？行く？
I think Okoku is like kingdom. With a grunt, Kuna nods enthusiastically.
これで新婚旅行の行き先が決まったね。
This isn't really a honeymoon, Fia, but I guess you can... If it makes you happy, you can think it that way. Yeah, that's right. Sorry we couldn't go relax in a southern island.
アバロとクーちゃんと一緒ならきっとどこでも楽しいよ。楽しい？楽しいよ。旅行と冒険はいつだってワクワクするものだからね。
True. Can't deny that. It was cute watching the two of them chat. Just arranging this trip seems to excite them. Then the only question left is how to get there. Garakuna Fortress isn't quite up to snuff yet.
間に合わなかったね。このざわざわに時期が関係してるならあんまり期間を延ばせないし。
We have like an airship in this world? That's right. Besides, some people just want to live at the fort. It wouldn't be right to involve them in this investigation.
あ、そのことでちょっと話を聞いてみたんだけどね。
She mentions that she heard quite a few residents say they're sad the fort hasn't moved lately. Some even want to go outside the Infra's kingdom. Everyone at the fort is so adventurous. In a bad ending, Alvaro. Most of them, I don't know if they were alive or not in the bad ending. But thankfully, the grand ending we did, none of them died. But unfortunately, we lack the power to leave the country. I guess we'll have to give up on moving around using the fort this time. If the power in Mephi is related to the fort, it'd be easier to handle if we brought it with us, but...
神様の乗り物としても迫力あるしね。魔術師さんが多いならきっと城塞に興味津々かもよ。
I wish we could, but going to another country with the fort would involve going through a lot of formalities. I'll ask the Church of Yusha to manage the fort temporarily. temporarily. As I thought about arranging a carriage to take us there, Kuna made a suggestion to me.
やる
I guess she can move the fort? Hmm? What do you mean by that?
動かせるの
Kuna balls her hands into fists, closes her eyes, and focuses hard. At that moment, the ground began to tremble. I mean, I guess there is no doubt that she's the one controlling the fort now. The fort begins to move little by little, as if every nerve in its body is being strained. It seems that Garkuna Fortress has regained its ability to move once more. It's moving! Is the fort following your will, Kuna? So all that work I did trying to move the fort without a god is useless? Alvaro, I feel your pain, bro.
すごいすごいクーちゃん城塞を動かせるんだ
All of that effort down the drain. But hey, at least the ends happen.
クーの体だから
Your body. That's right, Kuna is the spirit of the fort. Her power must be linked with it, much like when Fia was sealed in a magic stone. Kuna can control Garkuna Fortress as if she were moving her own body. How does a spirit form though? Couldn't like those humans just make a spirit born from these things to like kill God in the first place without a god? How does this one work? What happened to this one?
パパありがとう
Huh. Why are you thanking me?
パパがずっと頑張ってたから動かせる
I guess she wants to say that my efforts weren't in vain. Thank you, kid. Can't believe I'm being I'm being consoled by a kid. Thanks. I wonder what she means.
そっかクーちゃんの言いたいこと分かったよ私アバロは毎日城塞をまた動かせるようにって頑張ってたもんね
I
だ
don't
からクーちゃんは動かせるんだ
I don't necessarily think so, but maybe you're right.
パパ好き
I see. She said something that makes me feel giddy. So that means his impressive sight is the result of me working day and night to make the fort movable. That must be why Kuna loved me as a father even though we hadn't met before.
これでまた城塞に乗って冒険できるね
You guys still haven't told me how the hell spirits are born. I can't just accept this. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about now. Let's take the fort and head to Mephi. What about the formalities, Alvaro? But there's a lot of work we need to do first. Kuna, can you stop the fort for now? Thank you, Alvaro. Smart guy. Why are you tilting your head like that? You haven't made the proper preparations yet. We'll cause a lot of trouble if we move right now. Moving the fort could end up causing chaos everywhere we go. We're landing to Mephi to investigate, but we need to request permission to enter first. I'm not trying to go to war with them. Besides, Fia is the head of the Church of Fuchsia and serves as Parai's representative. We need to arrange for them to treat us as a delegation. No!
わかんない
Kuna seems to be exerting with all of her effort, but there is no sign of the fort stopping. Why?
あれそういえばクーちゃんってもしかしてこうして精霊の姿になってからは初めて城塞を動かしたのかなそうかも
I guess I'm just gonna make my own explanation about the whole items having like gods inside of them thing. If the game isn't gonna explain how spirits are born. This is our first time moving the fort. Well, if Kuna tried to use that ability even once, the people living in the fort would have noticed. Even slight movements would cause tremors. Hold on a minute. Does that mean you're controlling the fort by instinct, Kuna? Based on Kuna's expression, I realize how dangerous the current situation is. Fia, as a longtime controller of the fort, do you have any advice you could give?
気合だよ
What? You're useless! Okay, then I guess that means you can't teach her anything. What do we do? What do we do?
まあまあ移動中にいろいろと 流れに乗って旅行に行っちゃおう。
The papers, Mia! The papers! Seriously? It's been a long time since I've seen that difference between godlike values and carefree attitude.
周りに迷惑がかからないようにすればきっと大丈夫だよ。パッと手早く動いていかなきゃね。空を飛べる天使さんや竜族のみんなに頼んだら連絡もできるだろうし。
I guess you're not wrong. We have people helping us out, but still, with proper procedures. That's right. If we rely on the angel troops from Arsteria and the dragons living at the fort, we can communicate with many places at once. In the meantime, we need to tell the fort residents that we're moving so they don't panic. We also have to contact the Church of Fuchsia or they'll get angry with us for being so selfish. It's also urgent that we contact the Duchy of Mephia. That's the most important thing to do, because otherwise we could start a war. We also need to alert our friends who are away and tell them why we moved and where we went. They'll get upset about our disappearance otherwise. No wait, if the fort can't stop, don't we need Kuna to practice until she can? Shouldn't I ask Kuna to turn around before we enter Mephia and move around in circles here until we're ready? Alvaro, I guess this is like driving a car for the first time. As long as we don't cross the border, we should be able to find a practice area for the fort to move around. Now then, Typo, how should I prioritize this? I've got to think as an apostle to a goddess. Ah, there's too many things to do and I can't think properly. Despite my confusion, the goddess Fia and Spirit Kuna were in a good mood.
よーし、それじゃ久しぶりに城塞で冒険だ。出発進行。
You're right, Fia. It's been quite a while since I last played Amayui.
出発進行。
So this actually does feel like a start of a new adventure after, quite some time. Please wait! Wait a minute! As I cried out from the depths of my soul, it could be heard all over Garkuna Fortress. Opening? Yup. I'm gonna be quiet, guys. Enjoy. I forgot so many people actually got a glow up this game. Wow. That chicken. I know I said I was gonna be quiet, but beach episode. Oh, there we go. Hatred actually does look big now. Are these two like the main baddies? Oh no, that seems like a main baddie right there. Damn, Diet! What the? Diet looks so good! You look so evil though! You guys saw that? Why does Diet look so evil? Yo, the kid was protecting us. I feel like this is gonna be another epic journey, guys. What the hell are we up against? I feel like if this game is only gonna explore the Duchy of Mephia, there's gotta bound to be another, like, sequel at some point.
創世の魔術王国。
These, like, opening chapters have, like, such beautiful CG.
風が気持ちいいね。この感覚も久しぶりだ。
Alright, with that said, I am going to call it an episode right here though. Wow, even the freaking menu looks so damn clean in this game. Gotta love this new, this new tech of visual novels. What the? I feel like I can't go back to the older visual novels like this. What the hell? What? Their UI is so clean. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, I'm gonna take a short break. I'm not done with my recording session yet. We're gonna do 2 recording sessions. And I feel like the second was probably going to be a bit longer than this one. I can't believe that we bang on did 2 hours and that's the end of the prologue with the opening. I'm actually pretty surprised. I was expecting to go longer, but yeah, this is probably a good time for me to call it an episode because the opening just happened. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. Along with, you know, YouTube members and whatnot. But nothing uncensored yet, so no need to worry. We're probably not gonna have any uncensored stuff until episode, let's say, 10 or 11 or 12, somewhere around that. Just like the previous, Amayui Castle Meister. And also for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. Alright, people on Patreon, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. I'm gonna take a short break. I'm probably just gonna make some food or something, get some coffee, and I will record the second episode. So give me a bit. Well, people on YouTube, I'll see you guys in 2 to 3 days. Or people on members, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes too.